Hello, and hello, and really an amazing evening to you, my friends. So, my friends, my name is Chintamani, and my friends, I'm going to be your host and your moderator, today for our today's series of patriotic and political programs. I'm sponsoring, or I'm sorry, catering the purpose of Indian patriotic uprising or Indian patriotic upheaval of 2022. So, my friends, the patriotic upheaval of the Indian public, the reason why it's required, those reasons we are going to discuss in this so-called video. And my friends, now as we have already discussed about the public transportation sector of India, my friends, the reason why the patriotic upheaval or the patriotic revolutionization or the Indian or rather the Indian societies and Indian publics or Indian mainstreams or Indian populace or rather Indian peoples, disorientation, from the patriotic and patriotic and spiritualistic regimes, guys, has caused for our dismay, which we have been encountering, over so many years. And my friends, we have to make a decision, my friends, as to whether we want to stay in that so weep gone or this so-called or dreadfully appalling or pestilential situation, in which we are now. Or my friends, we want to have the approach of Ronald Reagan, to go ahead, propel forward, create a legacy, which we are proud of, have a great perception, have a great strength, have a great expediency of statesmanship. And my friends, we have to make the decision. And tonight, my friends, at this hour of on September 21st, 2022, at the time count of 9:13 p.m. Indian Standard Time, let us make the decision as to what we want to do with our India, and especially let's try to comment on to its public transportation sector. Now, my friends, as I've already discussed those issues about the public transportation sector with you, my friends, the thing really seems to be that the public transportation sector of India really happens to be at an in a situation of insufficiency or at a situation of dearth paucity, my friends. And the reason behind that is the anti-incumbency or the absence or the lack or the non-presence of an centermost element of our public transportation sector, my friends, which was defined by its automobile engineering classification, to be the tram line. My friends, what was the tram line and what was the tramway, and why is the tram really required in our country, India? Why we need to make a revitalization or revivification of the tram line, once again, many years after the British colonization or British civilization in India, or many years after the Her Majesty's government in India, which was terminated, in 1946, with our independence. So, my friends, let us discuss those issues. Now, my friends, if we take into consideration, the public transportation sector of India, or rather the Indian mainstream, or even the Indian peninsular region, my friends, as I've already told you, that the Indian mainstream, or the Indian public transportation sector is really incomplete, without the presence of a tram. And my friends, the reason, why a lot of emphasis, needs to be placed, or a lot of emphasis or a lot of cardinality and preponderance, should be basically, placed at high premium, for the purpose of reinstitutionalization of trams, is because, my friends, trams, while they were present, they were literally a distinct honor and distinct privilege, or an or a distinct facilitation, which we really had. And my friends, that was a thing, which we used to behold. That was the thing, which we had a distinct privilege, to boast about. Because, my friends, India was one of the very few countries, in Asia, very few and one of the very first countries in Asia, my friends, to have a tram. Needless to say, my friends, we can even make an assumption, my friends, that India was the first ever country, in Asia, to boast about tram, to boast about having the presence of trams, in our public transportation sector. But, my friends, number one is where have we led ourselves to? Have we in fact, had an upgradation or degradation or upcline or decline? My friends, that is a decision, which should be vested with the Indian society. But, my friends, that is simply for the purpose of giving out our own opinions or our own feedbacks. But, my friends, in reality, the situation and circumstantial complexities of India, have been really devastating and really deleteriously harmful and deleteriously dreadful and absolutely execrable and abominable after the so-called uninstallation of the tram line, in India and in Indian agglomerations, which has been taking place. And my friends, that sort of deplorable excess of deplorable overruling, excess overruling, by the municipal corporation of agglomeration Mumbai, even the state government of Tamil Nadu, even the state government of Maharashtra to a certain extent, and even when it came about agglomeration Delhi, my friends, all these municipal governing bodies, my friends, had a deplorable excess of overruling, in the areas, which wasn't really so, or which wasn't even required. And my friends, I don't wish to target onto our government. Our current government is, by grace of Shri Arun Jaitley, the best ever government, which is basically leading India and propelling it forward to be the biggest democracy in the world, to have a great gross domestic product, my friends, which is second to very few countries, and my friends, the biggest and largest ever democracy in the world. Even ahead of United States of America. But my friends, the thing which we are really messed up with is, my friends, when we take into consideration our public transportation sector, my friends, there happen to be a lot of insufficiencies or inadequacies or dirt paucities, my friends, or scantiness or paucities, my friends, when it comes about the automobile engineering classifications, which we really wanted, my friends. Like, for example, what were the automobile engineering classifications we had? Number one, it was the railway and trains, which India beholds up to today. But the railway of India, especially if we take into consideration the railway of agglomeration Mumbai, is absolutely dreadful and is absolutely terrible. The railway industry of India in its entirety is good, but my friends, the agglomeration Mumbai's railway commutation system, does not really happen to be so convenient. Second thing was the buses. Now, my friends, bus happens to be the second sort of an automobile engineering classification of an vehicular amenity, which we had. Third happens to be an auto rickshaw, which also happens to be a classification of the automobile engineering pursuit, or from the purview of the automobile engineering. Then comes the aircraft, from the purview of, obviously, from the purview of transportation, but that is not an automobile. And obviously, there happen to be a lot of airborne vehicles, which we have, but those are not commercialized apart from the commercial aircraft transportation. But my friends, what is really required in our country, India, is a need to, or for having a resuscitation of that golden period, which India, really, used to be in, post British colonization, in the early years of our independence, my friends, when India, could proudly boast the title of, having a beautiful tram. My friends, trams, used to run in all the agglomerations, which I have in fact, mentioned, such as the agglomeration Mumbai, agglomeration Kolkata, like basically bearing an exception to agglomeration Kolkata. In all the other agglomerations, the tram was terminated or cessationed. So my friends, agglomeration Bombay, agglomeration Pune, agglomeration Nashik, agglomeration Patna, even agglomeration Nagpur for a certain time, agglomeration Chennai, agglomeration Delhi. My friends, these were all the agglomerations, which proudly, used to boast the title of having a tram. But my friends, where have we led ourselves up to? My friends, let us, if we take into consideration, or if we take into applicability the vertical progression, my friends, we need to make a decision that whether was there really any vertical progression specifically in the area of the public transportation sector of India. Was there any vertical progression, my friends? And the answer to which, my friends, happens to be right up our alley, my friends, but it is not affirmative, it is negative. And my friends, the reason behind that is, because of the so-called overruling of the power of the local governing entities or local municipal political factions and stuff, my friends, which basically was a direct resultant of them, basically overruling their power, terminate the tram or the tramway in India. My friends, that was one of the most deplorable and most dreadfully horrific decisions taken by the Indian public back in those days. But my friends, I am not at all here standing to blame the Indian government or the government of the state of Maharashtra or the municipal corporation of agglomeration Mumbai. In fact, I speak adulatory about the current state government of Maharashtra, about our current Prime Minister, about our current Cabinet of India, about our current administration, about our current regime. But my friends, the thing which I wish to take it up for discussion is that, my friends, why does India why does India really needs a resuscitation of that dead tram, my friends? That tram which has been died, the tram which has been absent from so many years. Why do we necessarily need to make a resurrection of that same tram? Why do we need to revive or for making a revivification of that tram line, my friends? That was up for discussion, my friends, and that is a topic which we are going to deal with in our following episodes and in our following patriotically political programs and even spiritualistic programs. My friends, so that was for today, and this is me, your friend and your aspiring gynecologist, Master Chintamani, signing off. And my friends, I will see you in an amazing episode after a few moments tomorrow. So have an amazing day and have an amazing time. And my friends, in case if you have not liked our content, and if you are not shared it to your friends, and please do share it with your friends, and please do for making dissemination of this information as soon as you can, such as to spread the general awareness about the need and requisition or the cardinal exigency to offer reinstitutionalization and revitalization of tram line. And my friends, please do not forget turn on that bell button in case if you have not obviated yourself to. Because my friends, in order to receive the updates, my friends, you should do that. And alright, my friends, so this was enough for today, and see you later. And Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji, and Bharat Mata Ki Jai, and Vande Mataram, my friends. And always, we should never forget to pay our tributes to Goddess Jizamata Bhosle and Shri Arun Jaitlji. And see you, my friends, and have an amazing day. Bye bye.